All right, what's up, StaleMates? We're back again. You guys know the drill. Here to break down what's been going on within the wrestling community on and off the mat, but most times on this show, it's off the mat because there's plenty of other shows out there that have on the mat topics. So we thought we would be different and we would cover the topics that, might end up on Twitter. They might end up on the wrestling forums. They might end up on Instagram. You name it. Just let it be known it ended up on StaleMates. I am Zach, and this is Tyler to my left.
What's up, everybody?
And we're going to break down what has happened the past 7-ish days. Normally, we like to drop the episodes Monday morning. Got home a little late from the Iowa State versus Purdue duel last night from Humboldt. It was a 2-hour drive through the state of Iowa. We got home kind of late, so we are recording Monday, December 20th at 3:23 p.m. Before we get to this episode, though, we are presented by Barbarian Apparel, the best wrestling apparel company in the business. Josh and company over at Barbarian in Cincinnati, Ohio, will take care of the wrestling community that you are a part of, whether it's your wrestling team, whether it's an athlete, if you need some custom team gear, or if you want to support some of those team stores that are on there like us, you can scroll down and click the link. And Tyler, can you show them your Christmas sweater that you got on?
Just came in on Sunday. It came in on a Sunday for me. Got this, got the vest, the stocking cap, and windbreaker.
Yeah, Tyler's looking good. I actually drove to UPS to try to try to get the sweatshirt that I actually bought. Josh said he's going to give me some, but I actually bought a couple of them because I want to give them out to some friends and family. And I went to go get them at the UPS store before I got here, and they were closed down for like 2 hours. Yeah. So I got to go afterwards, and I can get it, and I can wear it the rest of the week because I'm that excited about it.
I'm pumped. I should have worn it to the duel yesterday.
Did you have it yesterday?
I did, but I decided to wear an Iowa State shirt.
Yeah. So, anyways, Barbarian Apparel, check them out. Link down below. They'll hook you up. Tell them StaleMates sent you. I think we got a promo code. If not, just write a little note in there if you can do that. Above and Beyond Wash and Seal as well. If you're in the state of Iowa or the surrounding area, Trent over at Above and Beyond Wash and Seal will hook you guys up with the clean floor, the cleanest of the clean. If you need a custom team floor. If your team does need a custom floor, you can put your logo in there and everything. They hooked us up here at the podcast studio. They're hooking me up at my barbershop. And if I needed them more than that, he would help me out there as well. So go hit up Trent at Above and Beyond Wash and Seal. Also link down below. And last but not least, SPYDER Mat Tape, the official mat tape of StaleMates Street League. We're going to bring Street League back in the offseason once this college wrestling season's over. We will be back. We're running over some ideas right now, and when we do go back to throwing live events, SPYDER Mat Tape will be the official mat tape and the only mat tape that we use. We've used plenty of others, and there's none other better than SPYDER Mat Tape.
Yep, exactly. They held it down.
Thanks, Tyler. All right. We're going to get into the topics for this past week, and I'm going to say this. It's probably not going to be, I don't know how to explain this. We try to avoid political and medical and religical topics at all times. And, we try to navigate our way through these murky waters that is the internet nowadays. My philosophy on this show from day one and just in life in general and business in general is basically give people the least amount of reasons possible to not like you or to not consume your content or not, give them the least amount of reasons to leave.
Right.
And this is a topic that is obviously pretty divisive, mandatory vaccines, should they be allowed? Should wrestlers fight against it? Should they just get the vaccine? Is it safe? Is it not safe? Good news for you guys. I'm not going to try to break this down from a medical standpoint. At least I'm going to try not to. Good news for you guys is I'm not going to break this down from a political standpoint. Again, I'm going to try not to. But I'm just going to report to you guys in case you guys have been missing out on what happened. I'm just going to try to shoot it down the middle and just show you guys what happened. And I'll leave it up to you guys to decide who you think's in the right here, who you think's in the wrong. I'm sure you've already made up your mind on the vaccine situation. So I'm not going to try to change your mind. I'm just going to kind of tell you what happened. Nothing, Tyler.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You had your finger on the button, so I figured you were ready to say something.
No, my bad. I was looking at the monitor. No, I'm ready to break this down with what we got. I mean, I knew this was going to have to be a topic. It was one of the more prominent things that came over the weekend, and so it is what it is. We'll lay it out for you.
Yeah, let's just start this. So, I think it was Kyle Dake. Kyle Dake seems to be the guy that everybody is, let's say, putting the
leader.
The leader. He seems to be kind of be like the leader of this pack.
Yeah. Spokesperson, maybe.
Spokesperson.
Yeah. I don't know how you want to put it.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to be putting him at like the front of this. So he put out this tweet that basically kind of just showing a graphic of, let me see if I can pull this up on my thing. I don't even know if he was first. I just kind of, it seemed to be the general consensus that he was the first one that people wanted to give credit for. Or maybe he's just maybe he's just the biggest name that's on it. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of big names on it. Right. It doesn't lack big names.
Most of the Olympic and world team members.
Yeah, and we'll show you guys an entire list here, but here's Kyle Dake's tweet. He says, "Athletes coming together to preserve our freedom of choice and bodily autonomy. The goal is to bring people together, not create further division, and to create a place where athletes don't feel isolated because they think differently. I am standing up for fellow athletes," and it says "Athletes for Medical Freedom," and it's got a red and a blue thing on there. I don't know if that's like trying to soften the blow of how divisive this movement. I don't know if this was their. I don't think it was their intentions to be divisive, but
right.
Obviously, if you do something like that, if you create a movement that is very
polarizing,
pro-choice.
Oh, okay.
That's the word that they're using. It's gonna be polarizing.
Pro-choice. I feel like they need to have some way to distinguish that with COVID specifically, though.
Yeah, we have the official website here. Tyler, can you pull that up?
Yeah, I have their Twitter.
Well, we have the we should have their actual website, do we not? Yeah. Just go to the Twitter and then pull up the website. All right. Well, first of all, the Twitter account, it says it was made in March of 2018. Jagger actually pointed this one out, and it's essentially located in Colorado Springs, Colorado. They have 381 They follow 381 people, and they have 110 followers. So the account was created in March of 2018. They clearly converted an old account into this one. Change the Twitter handle, change the name. That's all pretty easy stuff. But go ahead and pull up the athletesformedicalfreedom.org thing. And we're just going to kind of break.
It's right here.
Yeah, we're just going to kind of break down what's on there. Can you scroll to the About Us page, please? All right, so this is what they stand for. They stand for personalized medical treatment, bodily autonomy, open, honest transparency, dialogue, and informed consent. And this is what they stand against: mandating medical treatments, which sounds to me like the vaccine, segregation of people, discrimination, and separate but equal policies. So they are against those issues, and they're for everything on the left there. Why this organization was started. This organization was started to stand up for medical freedom and individuals' rights to choose personalized medical treatment. Mandates have been pushed on most people, athletes included. We want to provide a place for people who feel isolated or alone in their beliefs or values. Now, here's kind of where I have an issue with it, is they all kind of put out these posts saying that, they're forming this thing, right? And like David Taylor says, athletes coming together to preserve our freedom of choice and bodily autonomy. I believe when making decisions regarding your health, there is not a solution that is one size fits all. We should be able to gather as much information as possible and make decisions we feel are best for ourselves and our families, whatever that decision may be. I believe in choice, all my best. So this is kind of where I take issue with it, is in this, why we started this organization. They said that they want to create a place for this. And then my issue with it is, what is the goal here? Like, what is the goal? Like, if you look up the tweet that Don Bichetta put up, he put up a tweet kind of saying, we have that one too. Hold on. and then I'll get to my point. I promise you. He said, here's a document. Payment of stipends is the first listed use of funds. And then he says, I know zero beyond it. Beyond that, as to the rest, I don't have to read that. But let me click that document, can you? So he found this document that is that they have on their site, I believe. And it says, donate. We are a nonprofit awaiting approval for a 501c3 charity status. These funds will be used to compensate athletes. It's the first thing listed. Due to stipends lost stipends due to non-compliance of medical mandates, which the, let me find it really quick. The USOPC is now requiring athletes. So the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee are now requiring athletes to be fully vaccinated in order to maintain their status with Team USA or whatever by November 1st. And if you don't do that, basically your card or whatever they use is deactivated. Your USOPC, your access card will be deactivated by November 1st. So essentially they're trying to create this sort of charity thing to pay for their wages if they choose not to get vaccinated.
Okay. This made a little bit more sense to me. I was trying to figure out when something like that had gone into effect. And so if they had already missed out on stipends or anything like that yet. But this is literally just the preparation for when that happens now that this is in effect. Right.
So my issue with it is it's kind of guised under this. Let me go back one more time. So I want to be completely fair here. It says these funds will be used to compensate athletes who have lost stipends due to non-compliance medical mandates. So that seems to be the first thing listed. The second one is legal services, and the third one is small overhead costs. So my biggest issue here is it seems like they're trying to, and it says they're filing for a 501c3 charity status. It seems like they're trying to start a charity to help, athletes who choose medical freedom. But to me, when I hear charity, it seems to be charity to me seems to be resolving an issue in terms of I think the better angle would have been for them, and I'm not I don't agree with what they're doing, but the better angle to me would have been raising money to combat this legally within the justice system or something like that. Saying we're going to sue the USOPC and fight this so that way we can not get vaccinated or whatever. Right. I think that the angle of them trying to do it for money, it's one, it's a little weird that it's just now coming out. It's oh, you're going to lose your stipends. Oh, well, now we want to start this organization that's going to pay us
for a living.
Right. Yeah. Over a decision that you made yourself.
Yeah, that's true. I can kind of see both sides of it, really, because if you're in that position, you probably would want to still have your choice. But at the same time, it's kind of you're giving up the choice. Does that make sense?
Explain it again.
I guess, obviously any normal person would have the choice and it wouldn't have any consequences for their way of living or anything like that. So you see where they're coming from at that angle. But then also you don't want to have your choices taken away from you because you're a professional athlete.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's again, you guys might see that we're struggling to talk about this without actually getting too into it. But I'm this isn't me saying that I don't agree with them or disagree with them. This is me saying that the way that it's kind of rolled out is kind of weird, and the fact that they're taking donations to me is kind of weird.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
I don't necessarily think that they shouldn't be doing it. Everybody has a right to raise money for whatever, but I think the way that they rolled it out and the way that they're presenting this is just gonna fail. There's really no longevity for this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's almost a thing like this. When does it
when does it end?
Yeah, when does it end? Where if this is my whole point. If they were going to raise money for get legal representation to combat this, there is an end. You know what I mean? The end would be,
Right.
you file, do some sort of lawsuit against the USOPC or USA Wrestling or whoever it is. I don't know. This is how much I really don't care about this to talk about this. But the fact that if they were to raise money to start a civil suit or a whatever suit against these organizations that are making them get their vaccine, that to me has an end goal. The end goal would be you take it to court, you either win or you lose, and then it's over.
Right.
This is like, hey, here's a way that we can like give money to these athletes. Yeah. But the thing is, though, look how many people are on this list, right?
It's a really notable list.
Let me just go ahead and read it. Tamara Mensah-Stock, David Taylor, Kyle Dake, Thomas Gillen, Victoria Anthony, Nashawn Garrett, Jordan Oliver, Zane Rutherford, Lauren Louise, Joey McKenna, Jason Nolf, Bo Nickel, Anthony Cassar, Ben Honus, and Tyler Berger. So how many people is that right there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 people. So 15 people are going to split this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see where I'm getting at here?
I don't know. Who knows what they're getting paid before?
15 people are going to split the amount of donations that they're going to get.
Right.
My personal opinion, I don't think they're going to get very many donations.
Yeah, and are they wanting to keep growing it? They probably want to keep more people in their cause, so are they going to have to bring more people in to split it further?
Yeah. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Now you get what I'm saying? So again, I don't care. Like I believe in like you can have your own choice to do whatever you want with your body. It doesn't concern me. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm Mr. Captain COVID because I pretty much lived my life the past 2 years how we had a lot of opportunities to travel and stuff during COVID and we did. I'm not gonna be up here preaching that I'm Mr. Safe and whatever. I'm vaccinated. If you guys do care, I'm sure you don't care. And I have friends that aren't vaccinated, and again, you guys can do whatever you want. But my angle on this whole thing was the execution of this is confusing. And I think the money would have been better spent had they took legal action first and then use the funds to pay for that, right? Because then you can take all that money that they're either getting or they're not getting and actually purchase something that could get you your stipends back, right? Purchase a lawyer.
Yeah.
Purchase representation. Instead, they're going to take that money and divide it and give it to these people, and that doesn't really change anything. It's just like forever. Then you're gonna forever. Yeah. These athletes are just gonna split this pot of money. Yeah. Is it just indefinite?
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Like you said, legal action actually has an ending point somewhere that can be predicted. Right.
There should be some sort of goal.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. Maybe they'll get some donations, but we'll see how long it pans out.
Yeah, and also if you're listening to this and you want to come on the show and explain your side of the story, we're always down for that.
Yeah.
We're always down for good content.
Won't turn down an opinion.
Yeah, we've got a little bit more opinionated there than I care to, but
it's a toughie.
Again, I can't stress this enough. Do whatever you want. Don't cancel us. Hit subscribe. All right, next topic. Next topic, the Humboldt duel. We went up to Humboldt, Iowa, 2-hour drive from Des Moines. It was worth it though. Purdue came over to the state of Iowa. Tony Ursuline, he's from Humboldt. Kevin Dresser, also from Humboldt. They wrestled up at Humboldt High School. Very small auditorium. I forgot what it's like to be in a high school gym, but it was cool to be there.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was like the thing I noticed. It felt like a really wholesome crowd.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like the moment after Carr's match, whenever what was it, Kindle?
Yeah.
Whenever Kindle threw his headgear, like at a regular meet, there'd be like booing or something, or maybe I'm just used to Iowa meets, but there wasn't anything. Like it was only like applause for Iowa State or no applause at all.
You said it, not me. You said you're only used to Iowa meets. You know what I'm saying?
It's been a long time since I've gone to just an Iowa State meet.
One crowd knows how to. One crowd knows how to act. The other one doesn't know how to act. You said it. Don't get mad at me.
That was just my observation.
Don't get mad at me.
Even the dude sitting next to me was like, "It's a little quiet in here."
Really? Oh, he was an Iowa fan though.
He was.
See? Don't get mad at me, folks.
We're just talking.
Also, though, we got a shout out. First of all, if you were there. We did not have anything to do with this. People thought we got paid to do this, but we're sitting there and there's a break in the action, and our guy Scott Casper was on the ones and twos, the mic, and there's a break in the action. They're going to do a review, and first of all, it's packed. There's like 1,300 people there. It's insane, and Scott decides to take that break in the action where, again, it's like kind of quiet, and he's like, "We got StaleMates in the house. Clap it up for StaleMates." And I wanted to crawl in a hole.
Yeah, it was fun the first time, but then then the second time it was starting to make us look guilty of like paid advertising.
I know, which Scott, Scott's the man, but I was like, oh my God. No, I wanted to crawl in a freaking hole. I felt like, I don't even know. I felt like the whole place was staring at us at that moment.
I like this, the like mild applause.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah, you could tell like probably half the crowd was like, who is that? Okay, why are they getting why are they getting some love here? This has nothing to do with them. And then the people that did know, I guess, were clapping, but
yeah, it was a fun time.
It's always fun to go out, and I freaking love going out and seeing people, and anytime somebody comes up to you and says that they like the show, or hey, you're so and so, right? That's the best feeling. I'll take that.
Yeah, it's definitely appreciated.
I'll take that feeling over like any sort of like follow or retweet or something like that. Like just meeting people in person is so much better than the internet.
It's a little more tangible. It's cool. You're like, oh, people actually do watch this.
Yeah. The only thing is like you got to be like, I don't know. I'm always kind of like at these things. I'm always kind of on alert. Like keep your head on a swivel. You're like, I don't know if any people don't like me.
Oh no. I feel like we've always been able to like walk the line and not really go on people's toes too much while still being funny.
Hopefully. I mean, another thing is too, like, I don't know. Like, you can't, like, not that I would leave early, but, like, if you left early, you know what I mean? You're going to get, StaleMates left early or something. Like, part of me, I like going out in person and doing that, but I also don't like, I don't like I don't even know how to explain it.
You're thinking too much.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't necessarily like the added,
yeah.
Maybe it's just me.
You do more of the talking, so there's probably more of that for you anyway.
Yeah.
People are like, he runs the switchers, but that guy, he's on the camera.
Yeah. I also found out, too, I can't say stalemate anymore without it looking like I'm trying to plug myself.
That was kind of a moment.
It was kind of quiet, and I was trying to...
This guy.
I was like, stalemate, and then they called it stalemate, and then the people around kind of laughed and turned around and clapped.
Started applauding.
Yeah. David Carr looked good.
He did. That was probably the best moment of the whole night.
Yeah. He got the people on their feet. Jared Dagan at 149 had a tech. The tallest, that was probably on record, the tallest 149-pound match of all time, I think.
Yeah, I'm still, like, it was really close seating too, and so I was actually able to tell just how tall Dagan really is, and I was amazed.
He's so fun to watch. Don't get me wrong, I love Parker, Street League champion, but, man, it's going to be a bummer if we can't figure out a way to get both those guys in the lineup.
Yeah,
at 41,
that is too bad.
At 41, I believe we had Charlie Clubs, who I think is like our backup 25-pounder.
You really think so?
No, I'm pretty sure. I could just Google it right now, but I'm pretty sure he was like our backup 25-pounder. So I don't know what's going on with Redding. Terry Keenan didn't wrestle. We had Caban out there. It's kind of crazy. We have two Hawaiians at 25.
Yeah.
But Dagan goes out there. He gets a tech fall, and then Carr just straight up broke Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could tell. Yeah. That first period was tight, and that's, like, all it was going to be.
Right. I mean, and even by the end of the first period, it was kind of getting clear where it was going. And then, I don't know. I haven't really seen him wrestle much, but he didn't look like my expectations.
He got pinned in a tilt.
In a tilt. That's not good.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Can you go ahead and play the reaction from the crowd of David Carr's win? It was kind of cool to see it. Look at that. He's ready. He's ready. Look, they make him come back. Yeah. Coleman was not happy. He lost a team point.
It happens in that video, but you can't see him throw his headgear.
There you go. Look at that. There's not an empty seat there.
No.
Dresser's pumped. Because up until the Dagan match, we were kind of getting our butts.
Right there, he ran over and hugged his dad.
Yeah. That's another thing that Scott did that's kind of cool is Scott gave Nate Carr Sr. a big
Yeah.
moment right after that
After
match.
that.
Because there was a break after that. It was halftime, so he's like Nate Carr Sr. Everybody, Nate Carr Sr. is out there, and
it was super fun after that point. He ran out to the center whenever that was just kind of impromptu. Started waving for the crowd.
Yep. Scott also at one point was like, they were talking about the monitor when they were doing that replay. So here's where any of the flow people that were there might think we were up to something. Was Scott gives us a shout out like that the first time, right? And immediately his next sentence is, "Oh, we have a technical difficulties with the feed from Flow Wrestling." You're like, clearly like out of it. He called me afterwards. I'm like, Scott, you're gonna get in trouble, but he's like, he said it was fine. And then at the end, we got another shout out from Scott.
Yeah, he let him know the Patreon and the YouTube is where they can find us. We didn't pay him, people.
We should get Scott here in person sometime.
We should.
He's got stories for days. All right, the third topic that we're gonna do here, and then we're going to break down the rest of the show on the. Actually, we'll do two more here on the YouTube, and then we'll do the last two for the Patreon only version. Guys, if you're not subscribed to the Patreon yet, I don't know what you're doing. It's $3.99. You can subscribe to us, get an extended version of every episode that we do, every podcast episode that we do here. You can check it out on Patreon and get an extra 10, 15, 20 minutes sometimes of content. And we're going to be continuing to put out bonus content on the Patreon. Tomorrow we're going to Southeast Polk versus Don Bosco. I believe it's the number 1 and number 2 schools, number 1 and 1A Don Bosco, I believe, and number 2 and 3A Southeast Polk. I haven't checked the high school rankings yet. I got to do all my homework tonight, but we're going to probably put up some Patreon content on there as well. So for $3.99, you can cancel whenever you want. You can even do a year-long subscription for 16% off. It's like $40 for the entire year.
That ain't bad.
You can't go to the movies with a girl for less than that.
No, not these days.
Yeah. Or a boy, whatever it is. You can't go with your buddies to the movies and you can't take the boys out.
Take yourself.
You can't. I don't know what you're buying. But the point is, just skip the movies one weekend and subscribe to StaleMates on Patreon for $3.99. Scroll down, click it, bonus content. Boom, you're in there like swimwear. Also, before we move on, I want to talk about Younger Bastida looked pretty good. That was good. You don't have to go back. We'll move on. I just want to say that his name popped up. Anyways, that's my ADD brain today. But we're going to move on here. Subscribe to the Patreon. All right, this next topic here is the parents fight in the stands. So I actually tweeted something along the lines of, I hope there's a post-match scrum so we can talk about that more than we can talk about the athletes for medical freedom. So I'm looking around. I'm looking for some violence. I'm sure that people probably think I'm toxic for that, but I'm sorry. Seth Duckworth put out this tweet. That dude is everywhere, first of all. I don't even know where this is at. I think it's in Oklahoma. Can you go ahead and pull it up, though? So you'll have to play it from the beginning here. There's kind of a lot going on. Whoops, that was me. All right. Someone's zooming in. I don't know if this is Seth taking it or not.
I read that this was in Texas.
Can you pause it really quick? You see that gentleman in the top right? That dude? No, to the right a little bit. That guy right there, that's Alex Derringer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, check him out.
You're right.
Yeah, so I guess he did some sort of camp in Texas that week, and they actually honored him there and gave him his props and stuff like that. And Derringer actually got a little bit of a show.
That's probably why they were so wound up.
Yeah, so he got paid to do a little bit of a camp. He gets honored, and now he gets to watch a little UFC in the stands. Hit play. The officials up here trying to sort it out. This looks kind of like post.
Why the officials have to be there?
This seems like post-fight.
Right, it's just a lot of yelling, really.
I mean, this happens, people. Yeah. Nothing to get too upset about.
We'll be all right.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe this is why they don't have wrestling in Texas right here.
That could be.
It's too violent.
I mean, yeah, it's just the Texas way, I heard.
someone's gonna yee their last haul.
That's a fact.
All right, there really wasn't much to break down there. I'm sorry, people. You know what? I didn't want to talk about vaccines. I didn't want to freaking do this.
That was the first high school parent fight of the year. We had to talk about it.
Yeah, right now it's the only, right?
And let's keep it that way.
I don't know.
College has been delivering. High school feels a little too young for that much intensity.
It's going to be intense tomorrow night.
That's true. I'm looking forward to that.
I think high school parents take it a little bit more personally.
Yeah, definitely. From what I've seen, I feel like if you get to the college point, then you probably just trust your son or daughter more than having to step in and yell at anybody.
Yeah.
You'd hope.
You think you're going to be that kind of dad one day?
Yeah, my son's going to wrestle in college.
No, I mean, you going to
No.
fight anyway?
No, that won't be me.
All right. So the collegiate duels happen, or is gonna happen here. Or it's happening today and tomorrow. I'm excited to watch it. I'm gonna talk about kind of the Rockfin aspect of it though today. After this topic, it'll be Patreon only. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe, thumbs up, drop a comment. But this is kind of interesting, right? This is the whole Web3 crap that Martin's always talking about. He's always tweeting about. Rockfin, this is probably one of their biggest events that they have put on. Of course, they kind of spearheaded that whole RTC card movement. And for people that don't know, Rockfin is essentially just like a differently monetized YouTube. It's $9.99 a month to be a subscriber for there, just like Netflix, just like ESPN Plus or something like that. And this collegiate wrestling duel, these collegiate wrestling duels has Iowa, North Carolina State, Binghamton, Mizzou, Penn State, Cornell, UNI, Arizona State, Virginia Tech, Hofstra, Lehigh, Central Michigan. I believe that's it. I think I got everybody. Northern Iowa. And they were going to roll out this new pay-per-view model, which is essentially kind of works like the ESPN Plus model in the sense that, like, you know, you subscribe to ESPN Plus, but when you want to watch the UFC card, like a pay-per-view on UFC, you have to also buy the pay-per-view. But in order to buy it, you also have to be subscribed. So there's kind of a little bit of a double dip. You got to subscribe for the month, which is $10 a month, and then another $10 to order this 2-day event.
Okay.
The 2-day event is worth it to me because you're getting a ton of different duels. What I don't like is there's not, like, Iowa and Penn State aren't going to wrestle each other, which they're going to wrestle each other at Carver Hawkeye Arena later this year. They're going to wrestle each other at Big Tens. They're also going to wrestle each other at Nationals. So I don't think they really wanted to add a fourth match between the two. But to me, it gets a little confusing if you have like this big dual tournament type thing, but then they don't actually meet in the middle, is where, to me, it's like,
right,
as a fan, it's kind of a bummer. But what I do like that Martin Floriani is doing is he is being very transparent with the numbers that this event is doing. I find it super I don't know if you guys find it interesting. I find it super interesting because we've done 2 of our own events now, and we really had 0 to base off what to be a success. People would ask us, you know, how many are you guys expecting? Is that good? Is it bad? What you have? We don't really know. So we just we set our own goal, which we crushed it. And the second one, we crushed it again. But was that goal too low? Should we have done more? Should we have done higher? I didn't know. And now seeing what to me is like, this collegiate duels thing they have Iowa, Penn State, Cornell, like huge, massive fan bases behind it. And here's some of the numbers that Martin Floriani has tweeted, and it's been kind of interesting, right? So he tweeted like 2 weeks out, there's a day where they had 17 pay-per-view buys, which 17 to you guys might not seem like a lot, but 17 that far out is massive. That's only 17 people. But that's massive. Like literally 90% of our Patreon subscriptions for when we do a live event comes like the day of and like several hours, like couple hours before the event.
Right.
If you think about it, guys, if you're going to buy a pay-per-view event or some sort of pay-per-view or whatever, you're going to buy it like an hour before. You're not going to buy it 2 weeks out. When's the last time you bought a pay-per-view 2 weeks out?
Never done that.
So the fact that people are buying it that early shows they're excited, or maybe they're just trying to figure it out. 6 days out, 32 pay-per-view buys. That's pretty good. Let me keep scrolling here. 5 days out, 34 more pay-per-view buys. And these are like, I don't believe it's like the total's going up. I believe it's like per day. Like that's 34 that day.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I believe. 49 pay-per-view buys on December 16th. So 49 pay-per-view buys purchased yesterday. So that was in one day, I believe. So 49 in a day.
So that's probably like around 100 people so far right there.
Right. And I could be getting this wrong. If anybody's watching this, I'm getting this wrong, please let me know. But December 17th, 65 pay-per-view buys plus 26 new signups. He says conversion on the landing. Okay, that's boring. Let's see. Let me scroll. So Friday's numbers. So now it's like the weekend before the event. 91 pay-per-view buys plus 44 new subs.
Yeah.
It's the really subs good to me, though, that is the big one.
Right. 44 subs in a day.
Right. And I don't know exactly how the money's being distributed. Allegedly, apparently, however you want to say it, the money that the schools are going to split is whoever signs up through the Journeyman account. So if you are going to sign up to watch this, which by the time you're watching this, you probably already made that choice. But if you haven't yet, sign up through the Journeyman Rockfin page. He even says something here about trying to siphon subscribers from the Collegiate duels as a petty exercise. Surprise, surprise. We've already seen this one.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Just how long has this been going on for?
Well, this is kind of like the reason we're not over there. It's like...
Right. It's just...
I don't want to have to deal with that.
Yeah. It's just still confusing to me. So...
Yeah. But I'm not hating. These pay-per-view numbers are good.
Right.
Saturday's results, 175 pay-per-view purchases plus 70 new subscribers. So 175 new pay-per-view purchases, 175 times 10 is 1,750 still, right?
Yeah.
That's still right. 70, so that's good, right? That's close to
really good.
Close to $2,000. Plus 70 new subscribers. So 70 times 10 is $700 a month for Rockfin.
Yeah.
But that's a month. That's a monthly deal.
Right. No, that's awesome.
Keep going here. Now here's where it gets really crazy. 8 hours ago, Collegiate Duels stats for Sunday. 437 pay-per-view buys the day before.
Yeah.
221 new subscribers. So that was the last update that we got. Seems pretty successful to me.
No, for sure. Those are crazy numbers.
Yeah, I see some people going pretty hard on the stream and stuff like that, which, I don't really have too much to say about that. Like, that stuff's going to happen unless you have Big Ten Network or ESPN Plus. It just, dropping out or something. But I think if people give it a chance, it's going to be interesting. I'm very curious to see how this would go if it was just an individual duel and not like this big collegiate duels. Because this is almost like, this is one of the bigger events of the year, if not the biggest event of the year. That's not like Big 12s, Big 10s, NCAAs, MACs, like the big stuff, But I'd be curious to see how like an individual like RTC card has done. That's the kind of thing to me, like, since we do Street League and stuff, like that's what I want to see for us. Like we're not going to be able to compete with that. I think the highest our Patreon ever was like 500 some people.
Yeah. Somewhere around there. I feel like it was higher 500s too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But we don't do pay-per-view though. I'm curious though, like if we were ever going to switch to a pay-per-view model, how that would do compared to like a monthly subscription.
Yeah. Was that a new feature that Patreon was working on?
I think so. Patreon's got all kinds of stuff that I haven't figured out yet.
Yeah.
I just like to put out bonus content on there. I haven't gotten too much into it.
Right.
All right, we're going to wrap up this YouTube show. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Hopefully it wasn't too deep for y'all. I appreciate you guys watching, and if you're a Patreon member, which we keep talking about, we're going to break down these last two topics, probably two of my favorite topics. I'm going to say they're my two favorite topics on this episode. We're going to talk about Anthony Valencia wrestling for Team Mexico and John Smith owning the stripes. So go check it out. Hit subscribe though on the YouTube channel first. That's free. That one's on the house. Hit the thumbs up. Drop a comment. Let us know what you guys think of this episode. Be nice, people. All right. And if you see us out in public, say hi. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. If you don't, have a good holiday season. Tyler, you got anything to say?
Yeah, if you don't celebrate Christmas, then just buy our regular merch. You don't have to buy the Christmas one. So
yeah. Or that's not... oh, wait, it says Merry Christmas on it.
Yeah.
I was going to spin
festive.
it. That's all right. Shout out to Barbarian Apparel. Thank you guys for watching.